Hey everybody, Ace Trainer Liam here, and as a lot of you will know, yesterday was my birthday. And as I sat there musing over the year gone by and how fantastic it was, I kind of thought to myself, hang on, I've never done a definitive rundown of my favourite Pokemon. So I decided that's what I'm going to do for you guys today. I'm going to run down my top 10 favourite Pokemon. Number 10, Grumpig. I absolutely love Grumpig. It's just so bouncy and so cute. People think it's ugly and I'm like, what the hell? It's the cutest little freaking piggy in the world. I love the fact that it's a psychic pig that dances mischievously to kind of distract its enemies. It's so cheeky and that's kind of why it connects to me so much, because I'm quite a cheeky person and Grumpig is cheeky as well. It's just great. It's just a funny Pokemon. And Grumpig is just so simple. It's a pig. It knows psychic attacks. And it's freaking amazing. Number 9, Octillery. Octillery is in this list for kind of a nostalgic reason, because Octillery was the first shiny that I ever caught. In fact, it was the first shiny Pokemon I ever encountered. And over time, I've kind of grown to love this little blob of octopus, because with useful abilities like suction cups, it makes chain fishing so much more successful, which means I can find more shiny Pokemon so I can have fun with shiny hunting. You'll notice when I do my live shiny hunting, if ever I do chain fishing, I'll have my shiny Octillery at the front of my party because I freaking love it. Although I do prefer the original red colouring of Octillery because I think it looks amazing. And not to mention, I love its signature ability, Octazooka, because it's a great water type attack that also lowers your opponent's accuracy, which comes in very handy. Number 8, Frogadier. I love its design. It's so freaking sleek and awesome. I love Ash's Frogadier in the anime. Yes, I know at this point Ash's Frogadier is confirmed, if not already when you're watching this video. It's already evolved into a Greninja with some stupid Ash's face design on it, because apparently it's got a bigger bond with Ash than Pikachu has. What? But I love Frogadier. I loved Ash's Frogadier with a D on the end. I loved Ash's Frogadier because now it doesn't exist. But it's cool. I love the Pokemon. I love to use it. I love to have it in my party. I just love to chill out on Pokemon-Amie with my Frogadier because it's so freaking cute but cool, as a middle evolution should be. I even love it to the point where I love the kind of triangle pattern on its sides because it just looks cool to me. To me, that looks like a cool Pokemon. And if you disagree, you're allowed to. You're allowed your opinions. Look at me, respecting your opinion. Isn't it magical? Number 7, Empoleon. Empoleon is a Pokemon that helped me to love Pokemon again. A lot of you that have followed this channel for a long time know that when Generation 2 came out, I was in that kind of teenage phase of, oh, I'm too old for Pokemon, I'm too cool for Pokemon, that's a kid's game, and I got out of Pokemon. But it was when Gen 4 came out and I started playing it that suddenly my love for Pokemon came back. And a big contributing factor to that was Empoleon. In fact, the whole Empoleon line, from Piplup being so adorable that I wanted to raise it and find out what it evolves into, to Prinplup being pretty cool yet still kind of cute at the same time, to becoming this awesome Emperor Penguin Empoleon amazing Pokemon, which is freaking pretty bulky when you actually look at its stats, and it just cleaned house whenever I needed it to in Gen 4. And I love Empoleon for just rekindling my love for the Pokemon franchise. And I firmly believe if it wasn't for Empoleon, I probably wouldn't be stood in front of this camera right now. So thank you, Empoleon, for doing me a favour and the world a disservice. Number 6, Lapras. Lapras is amazing. It's a beautiful Pokemon. It's a nice, easy design because it's just basically based on a Plesiosaur, right? I think Plesiosaur is the right word. I've just found Lapras to always be a useful Pokemon. It's bulky, it can survive in battle for quite a while. It's the poster child for the HM Surf. I mean, Lapras was built to transport people. It doesn't get more HM03 than that, does it? And even in the Gen 6 games, when you surf on a Lapras, you get the cool little Lapras body and head sticking out of the water compared to any other Pokemon. So even Game Freak know that Lapras was made for surfing. In fact, in X and Y, you even get given a Lapras with the sole purpose of teaching it surf so you can get across that little bit of water if you haven't already caught a water Pokemon or a Go-Go, because Go-Go can surf. I think overall Lapras is beautiful and such a useful Pokemon to have around. I can't find any real fault with Lapras. It just does everything I need it to do, and I love it for that. Number 5, Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff Oh my god. I don't know how, but its cute charm ability has affected me. It's so freaking cute that I'm just in love with it. It's one of the cutest Pokemon there has ever been and ever will be. I love everything from its pink body to its little white belly to its big, massive, love-filled eyes. The thing's so adorable. I mean, I can't even. The little curl on its head and its big pointy ears. I just love it so much. Like, there is so much femininity around pink Pokemon, but I don't even care. Like, I would give every shred of masculinity in my body to allow me to own a Wigglytuff. That sounded a little bit like I would sell myself to get a Wigglytuff. I probably would for the right price, because I really want to have a Wigglytuff in my life. This is getting awkward. Number 4, Garchomp. Another big, bruising Gen 4 Pokemon that really connected with me. Yes, it's 4 times weak to ice, but as I always say, pretty much everything I love is 4 times weak to something. Even though technically, this is the first Pokemon in this entire list that's been 4 times weak to something. But you get my point. There's always going to be a Pokemon that you really want to use that is 4 times weak to something, and people take that to mean that that Pokemon is rubbish. No, that means you are rubbish because you can't find a strategy to make that Pokemon useful in battle. A lot of trainers have proven that you can make any Pokemon useful in battle if you really try and you really mess around with the Pokemon's IVs, mess around with its movesets, you know, just mess around with Pokemon. If you like a Pokemon, make it battle worthy, make it able to compete. That's the way to do it. And Garchomp isn't even that bad in battle. I mean, it has a Mega Evolution. Even without its Mega form, it's still a killer Pokemon. You know, it earthquakes the hell out of everything. It's got strong Dragon-type moves. It's just a big bruiser, and I freaking love Garchomp. I love its design. I like the kind of fan theory around it that maybe Garchomp is either a distant ancestor of Sharpedo or the other way around. And I love its freaking sleek design. You know, the shark fins, the big fin on its back. In fact, the one thing that I don't get with Garchomp is why is it dragon and ground and not dragon and water? I mean, it's got fins. It kind of looks like Sharpedo, but it's a ground type? Why? What? Why? It even has kind of a catamaran style looking head, you know? But it's a ground type. I totally think Garchomp should be dragon and water, if you ask me, but no one ever does. Number 3, Gyarados. Now this is an interesting one because I almost didn't put Gyarados in this list. Because to me, I thought to myself, I don't really consider Gyarados one of my favourite Pokemon. I mean, I like it, but I've never once thought, yeah, that's my favourite Pokemon, or that's one of my favourites. But then I realised, as I sat down to write this list, every time I thought of Pokemon, I thought, okay, so I like such and such, I like such and such, I know I like Gyarados. And every time I tried to sit down, like throughout the year, and think of my favourite Pokemon, Gyarados would just pop up. And I think, if Gyarados is one of the first Pokemon that I think of, whenever I think about what my favourite Pokemon are, it must be one of my favourites. It's subconsciously one of my favourite Pokemon and I don't even realise it. And the more I think about it, the more I realise I use Gyarados a lot. I love to get Gyarados. I love to obtain Gyarados as quickly as possible in game. I'm one of those people who, as soon as they get the opportunity to get a Magikarp, I'm like, bam, I've got it. I've got my Magikarp. I'm putting it at the front of my party, I'm leveling it as quickly as possible, and I'm getting a Gyarados because I need that. So it must be one of my favourites. I don't understand why I keep telling myself that it's not. I love its design, I think its design is perfect. To all the people as well that say that Gyarados doesn't look like Magikarp, are you blind? They have the same fins. They have the same barbels at the front of their mouth. They pretty much, you know, have the same mouth, except Magikarp doesn't have the teeth. Gyarados totally looks like Magikarp. They've even got the same freaking tail design. What Pokemon are you looking at? Oh, I get it, because Gyarados is longer than Magikarp. I mean, we've never seen Pokemon that increase in length during evolution. But the fact that Gyarados is one of the first Pokemon that comes to mind clearly shows it's a firm favourite of mine that I sometimes don't even realise myself. but I love to use it. Yeah, again, 4 times weak to electric attacks, unless you Mega Evolve it, and then it's only 2 times weak, and it's a whole different kettle of fish. You can have so many strategies built around Gyarados because it's versatile, and it has access to great moves that can counter its weakness to grass, that can even counter its weakness to electricity. It's just a brilliantly built Pokemon, and what more could you ask for? Number 2. Noivern. Okay, I'm gonna gush again because it's the most beautifully designed dragon-type Pokemon I've ever seen. It's the most beautifully designed flying-type Pokemon for me. It just looks incredible. I absolutely love Noivern. I mean, it's just so close to being my favourite Pokemon, it's unreal. I mean, I love the sound-based design. You guys know I love sound-based Pokemon. I love its big freaking amplifier ears. I love its wings. I love the colour scheme because the black with the turquoise looks amazing and the purple on the back of its wings. I love the whole wyvern look of it. It's a flying dragon that can use flamethrower, so it kind of connects to that boyhood dream of wanting to own a fire-breathing dragon, and yet still manages to look more intimidating than Mega Charizard X. Nicer wings too. Much nicer. And it's a speed demon. Noivern is brilliantly fast, and that to me makes sense because a flying dragon should be agile as hell, and Noivern just ticks that box. There's nothing I don't like about Noivern. I even love its ruffled, furry kind of neck thing. So cool. I just want them to exist. Number 1. Poliwhirl. Those of you who know me know I love Poliwhirl. Those of you who don't know me, you're about to learn that I love Poliwhirl. I love everything about this Pokemon. I love that it's a water type. I love that it's a cute little tadpole thing that's just a little bubble with arms and legs and 2 little eyes on top. I think it looks so freaking adorable. I love Poliwhirl's design. I love its look. I love the freaking hypnotic swirl on its belly. I love that it used to be a Pokemon mascot until parents started complaining that Poliwhirl was apparently trying to hypnotize their kids. I love everything about this thing. It's got a decent enough moveset, it's got good enough stats to still be a pretty good Eviolite user in the right conditions, and it's just a Pokemon that I would totally have as my companion for freaking ever. And I love the fact that even though it's a middle evolution Pokemon and it even has 2 branches of evolution, I don't have to worry about it ever evolving because it needs a Water Stone or being traded holding a King's Rock. So I don't have to worry about accidentally leveling my Pokemon and forgetting to hit the B button when it's evolving because it's never going to try to evolve. I don't have to waste an Everstone worrying about Poliwhirl evolving. I'll always have my favourite Pokemon at my side. It's just perfect for me. For me, it's perfect. I'm sure there are people out there that don't like Poliwhirl. I'm sure there are people out there that share my love for Poliwhirl. In fact, Satoshi Tajiri, creator of Pokemon, even shares my love for Poliwhirl. Or Poliwag, it's debatable. I've loved Poliwhirl ever since I was a little kid, and it's just never been something that's gone away. Even when I didn't like Pokemon, I still kept my Poliwhirl cards. Even when I got back into Pokemon and I kind of got exposed to all these new Pokemon, there's never been anything that I've loved more than Poliwhirl. I've always wanted to have one, I've always tried my best to get one. Just Poliwhirl for me is always going to be number 1, and I absolutely love it. So thanks for the memories, Poliwhirl, and I can't wait for more to come. Thanks everybody for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section which Pokemon are your favourites, and of course don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss another video from me. I upload them every single day. Thanks to everybody that's already subscribed. I freaking love you guys. You guys are perfect, and you guys are what make me able to do what I do, and I love you all for that. As always, I'm Ace Trainer Liam, but until next time, keep on training.